Hello, this is Zombie Warrior 88 come back to you live once again. Today is June 25th, 2021. As you can see, I have the document which is released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. In my last video, on my recent uploaded videos, I've mentioned that the U.S. government is going to release the document this month, and as you can see here, they approved it. So I'm going to, if you want to read this for yourself, I'm going to put this article in the pinned comment down below, as well as one other article. Alright, so let's get right into this. It is unclassified, so... Alright, so the scope and assumptions for the scope. This preliminary report is provided by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, in response to the provision in Senate Report 116-233, accompanying the Intelligence Authorization Act, IAA, for fiscal year 2021, that the DNI, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense, SECDEF, is to submit an intelligence assessment of the threat posed by unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, and the progress of the Department of Defense Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, UAPTF, has made in understanding this threat. This report, sorry about that. This report provides an overview for policymakers of the challenges associated with characterizing the potential threat posed by UAP, while also providing a means to develop relevant processes, policies, technologies, and training for the U.S. military and other U.S. government, or USD, personnel if and when they encounter UAPs, so as to enhance the intelligence community's IC ability to understand the threat. The director's UAPTF is the accountable official for ensuring the timely, collective, and consolidation of data on UAP. The data set described in this part is currently limited primarily to U.S. government reporting of incidents occurring from November 2004 to March 2021. Data continues to be collected and analyzed. ODNI prepared this report for the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. UAPTF and the ODNI National Intelligence Manager for Aviation drafted this report with input from USDI, INS, DIA, FBI, NRO, NGA, NSA, Air Force, Army, Navy, Navy/ONI, DARPA, FAA, NOAA, NGA, ODNI/NIM Emergency and Disruptive Technology, ODNI/National Counterintelligence and Security Center, and ODNI/National Intelligence Council. The assumptions. Various forms of sensors that register UAP generate operate correctly and capture enough real data to allow initial assessments. But some UAP may be attributable to sensitive anomalies. Alright, executive summary. The limited amount of high quality reported on unidentified aerial phenomena hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or intent of UAP. The Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force considered a range of information on UAP, described the U.S. military and IC reporting, but because the reporting lacked sufficient specificity, ultimately recognized that a unique, tailored reporting process was required to provide sufficient data for analysis of UAP events. As a result, the UAPTF concentrated its review on reports that occurred between 2004 and 2021, the majority of which are a result of this new tailored process to be captured to better capture UAP events through formalized reporting. Most of the UAP reported probably do represent physical objects, given that a majority of UAP will be registered across multiple sensors to include radar, infrared, electro-optical weapon seekers, and visual observation. In a limited number of instances, UAP reported that appeared to exhibit unusual flight characteristics. These observations could be the results of sensor errors, spoofing, or observer reception, and required additional rigorous analysis. There are probably multiple types of UAP require different explanations based on the range of appearances and behavior described in the available report. Our analysis of the data supports the construct that if and when the individual UAP instances are resolved, they will fall into one of five potential explanatory categories: airborne clutter, natural atmospheric phenomena, USD or U.S. military development programs foreign adversary systems, and catch-all other bin. UAP clearly pose a safety of flight issues and may pose a challenge to U.S. national security. Safety concerns primarily center on aviators contending with an increasingly cluttered air domain. UAP will also represent a national security challenges if they are foreign adversaries. Collection platforms provide enough a potential adversary has developed either a breakthrough or a disruptive technology. Consistent consolidation of reports from across the federal government, standardized reporting, increased collection and analysis, and a streamlined process for screening all such reports against a broad range of relevant USD data will allow for more sophisticated analysis of UAP that is likely to deepen our understanding. Some of these sets are resource intensive and would require additional investment. Available reporting largely inconclusive. Limited data leaves most UAP unexplained. Limited data and inconsistency in reporting are key challenges to evaluating UAP. No standardized reporting mechanism existed until the Navy established one in March 2019. The Air Force subsequently adopted that mechanism in November 2020, but remains limited to USD reporting. The UAPTF regularly heard anecdotally during its research about other observations that occur but which will never capture in formal or informal reporting by these observers. After carefully considering this information, the UAPTF focus on reports that involved UAP largely witnessed firsthand by military aviators and that were collected from systems we consider to be reliable. These reports described incidents that occurred between 2004 and 2021, with the majority coming in the last 2 years as the new reporting mechanism became better known to the military aviation community. We were able to identify one reported UAP with high confidence. In that case, we identified the object as a large deflating balloon. We identified the object as a large deflating balloon. Find that interesting. I'll tell you why after I read this. The others remained unexplained. 144 reports originated from USD sources. Of these, 80 reports involved observation with multiple sensors. Most reports describe UAP as objects that interrupted pre-planned training or other military activity. UAP collection challenges. Sociocultural stigmas and sensor limitations remain obstacles to collect data on UAP. Although some technical challenges, such as how to operate a built-out radar clutter to ensure safety of flight for military and civilian aircraft, are long-standing in the aviation community. While they are unique to the UAP problem set, narratives from aviators in the operational community and analysis from the military and IC describe disagreement associated with observing UAP, reporting it, or attempting to disclose it with colleagues. Although the effectiveness of these scenes have lessened as senior members of the scientific, policy, military, and intelligence communities engage on the topics seriously, and public reputational risk may keep many observers silent. Complications, silence, pursuit of the topic. The sensors mounted on the U.S. military platforms are typically designed to fulfill specific missions. As a result, those sensors are not generally suited for identifying UAP. Sensor vantage points and numbers of sensors concurrently observing an object play with substantial roles in the distinguishing UAP from known objects and determining whether a UAP demonstrates breakthrough aerospace capabilities. Optical sensors have the benefit of providing some insight into relative size, shape, and structure. Radio frequency sensors provide more accurate velocity and range information. But some potential patterns do emerge. Although there was wide variation in the reports and the data set is currently too limited to allow for a detailed trend or pattern analysis. There was some clustering of UAP observations regarding shape, size, and particular propulsion. UAP sightings tend to cluster around U.S. training and testing grounds, but we assess that this may result from a clustering bias as a result of focused attention. Great numbers of latest grid generation sensors operating in these areas until expectations and guiding to anomalies. and 18 incidents described in 21 reports. Officers reported unusual UAP movements or patterns or flight characteristics. Some UAP appear to remain stationary and wind aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at a considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. In a small number of cases, military aircraft systems receive the radio frequency energy associated with UAP sightings. The UAPTF holds a small amount of data that appears to show UAP demonstration, acceleration, or a degree of signature management. Additional watches analysis are necessary by multiple teams or groups technical experts to determine the nature and validity of these data. We are conducting further analysis to determine if breakthrough technologies were determined. The UAP documented in the limited data set demonstrate an array of aerial behaviors reinforcing yada yada yada. Basically, this article states that UFO science is basically bogus. In that case, let me bring this up. This was released in the New York Times in April 28th, 2020. Okay, here it does resemble a small balloon.
Cycle 6-1 Tango, Roger, Roger.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger.
Alright, so question. It says that it mentions small balloon.
Cycle 6-1 Tango, Roger, Roger.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger, there's troubleshooting.
Are you box moving target?
602.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man. Look at it fly.
Okay, and that clip I just showed you is going at an extremely fast speed. And if you look right here, that does not look like a balloon at all.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Going against the wind, over 100 miles per hour. How many balloons have you seen that goes against the wind and goes over 100 miles an hour? Seriously.
Look at that thing, dude.
And look at the size of that ship right there. The balloon.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like...
And look at that. I don't know if you can see this or not, but look at this. It's all tech right there.
It's rotating.
Alright, so let's go back to the article. Let's see, where's it at? We were able to identify one reported UAP with high confidence. In that case, we identified the object as a large deflating balloon. How many balloons have we seen that takes a nosedive into the ocean and pops back up? How many balloons have you seen that goes against the wind? How many balloons have you seen that goes 100 miles plus per mile? There's no way that they saw a large deflated balloon. This time last year, NASA has announced the existence of UFOs. What the Pentagon, more specifically the Director of National Intelligence, I'll print this up. U.S. government, how long are you going to keep on insulting our intelligence? You admitted that in your report there were multiple reports between 2004 and 2021. And the last 2 years, especially during the whole pandemic, there were more frequent UFO sightings because more and more people during the pandemic looked up in the sky, recorded it. Even people in the military have said, yeah, something's going on. How long are you going to keep insulting our intelligence? The bogus answer you gave, oh, it's a deflated balloon. That is acceptable in the 1940s. It is now 2021. I see this article, this unclassified document, as a fluff piece. We need to know before it's too late. To all those who is watching this video, we have seen alien invasion movies. Hopefully, we will never experience that in the real world. But if we do experience that, government in the United States, be open with us. And now, I would not be surprised if the FBI and CIA comes knocking at the door and interview me and try to silence me. We know what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. We know what happened to McAfee. If my life goes down that road, I have not ended my life. Alright, I'm just pointing that out there. No more 1940s fluff piece when it comes to the UFOs. We need the full details. No more lies. This is not a conspiracy theory. We need to know the truth. The only president that had the balls to say that there are life on other planets was Donald Trump. He created a space force, which is one of the militarized groups. Granted, when he announced it, I thought it was out there, both figuratively and literally. But I'm sure there was a reason behind it. Last 2 years, there were more frequent UFO sightings. Something's going up there. Now, I'm a firm believer that there are other life forms out there. It's time that we, the citizens of the United States, and the citizens around the world, need to know the truth. So, please, be honest with us about the existence of alien life forms. This is Zombie Boy 88. I'll post the 2 videos, the 2 sites in the pinned comments down below. Till then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see all of you next time.